So we're about to install a temperature module on it's a 600 Summit. Very bizarre that BRP wouldn't put temperature indication on the dashboard here, but for whatever reason it's an option. And when you're running these E-Tec engines, or actually any sled engine, temperature is a very important thing to monitor. You don't want to overheat your engine, and this 600 E-Tec doesn't have any kind of temperature indication on the dashboard. So for about 115 bucks Canadian, you can buy the temperature module, a very simple module to install to get the temperature indication on the dashboard. So that's what we're about to do. We're going to take a few of these modules apart to get to the heart of the installation, which is basically underneath the headlights. And here we go. Another thing, this module is compatible with different models. It's compatible with the XM, the XS, the XR, and the XP models. We're installing it on a Summit, which is a XP model, but it is compatible with the other sleds. If anybody else is installing them on another sled, it should work for your sled as well. All right, so the module came in a very simple package. You get the module, a couple of tie wraps, a couple of clips, and it comes with a manual, or a little instruction on how to install it. Pretty straightforward. And the one thing you need to do is pretty well before you start is put the wire protector over the cable. It doesn't come assembled, so we'll have to do that here. The other thing too, I just don't understand is why this very simple yet expensive module doesn't come with the sled. I mean, makes no sense to me that this would be an accessory. This should be a standard item, but I guess it's just an opportunity for BRP to make some money. Okay, once you've got a loom on the wire, you should tape the ends so it doesn't come off. Tape the other end as well. There you go, as simple as that. And according to the instructions, they tie wrap it together because they obviously give you too long of a wire, I guess. So, but before we tie wrap that, we'll install it on the sled and see exactly how long we need, and we'll tie wrap it accordingly. So we basically taken everything apart here that we had to. And the last piece is to remove the two headlights. I guess we probably didn't have to remove the side covers, but we did. We will disconnect the battery before we actually do the plug-in. If you're going to do any kind of electrical work on any vehicle, always a wise move to disconnect the battery. We're going to do that in a second. But once you've taken the front bolt off the headlights come off, and they basically reveal where the module will go and where you need to plug it in. So we'll take a closer look at that. So the module basically fits in here. There's two clips, like I said, and it connects in the pigtail, the main pigtail right in the back here. So we're gonna purdy this up, set this thing up here properly, and we should be done. But before we do that, I want to disconnect the battery because I don't want to be connecting any electronic components without disconnecting the battery. So we'll just take the ground off. It's probably the easiest and quickest thing here. Just take the ground. So there you go. Now the sled is got no power, battery's floating, so let's go do the wiring. Alright, so first thing I'll do is I'll just mount the module in the right location. Like I said, there's these little clips. These can be hard to push in. I just use a socket and a little extension, and I'll slide them in here. Same thing, back. There you go. So the module's nice and tight. I want to tie wrap these things neatly, but first I'll just plug plug the module. And before I do that, maybe what I should do is put a little dab of dielectric grease here. Let me get some. All right, so I got a little tube here of dielectric grease. I'll just put that bit of grease on the connector and plug this in here. There's obviously one way to put it in here, and let me get it the right way. Maybe like this. There you have it, simply connected. Now I'm going to tie wrap this so that it's nice and neat. I'm not too sure how all this is going to fit together after, so I'll make adjustments if I have to, but for now I'll just tie wrap this together. Put this on straight first. You see they gave us more wire here than we needed, but okay. Let's get the headlights in position and see how this all fits here. There you go, that's pretty good. Just now bolt this up. So before we get too carried away here, putting this thing back together, we're gonna get the battery back connected, and we're gonna try it out, make sure everything's working properly, that the instrument panel is working and the lights are working. I hate to put this thing all together and find out that we missed something, so let's try it out. All right, so we're gonna start her up before we get carried away, like I said, and put it all back together, make sure it starts, make sure the lights work, and make sure our temperature gauge works. So here we go. Alright, so we got the fuel displaying now. We press this here for 3 seconds. Now we've got the temperature. That's good. We want to go back to the fuel, push on the S, and we got fuel. It works perfectly. Alright, so now that we've tested it out, headlights work, the console works, the temperature module works, let's assemble this thing back together. There you go, simple job, took us less than half an hour. Now we have temperature indication on the dashboard, so we're ready to go sledding.